Hey. Hey guys, Lucas Green here, and this is it. The next Who, When and Why, Stitch versus Rocket Raccoon. I've always wanted to try to do a reaction for these because my mate the Raptor, aka had a hair on my camera. My mate Garrett, aka the Raptor, does these, and I want to try and do a reaction to one of them. So this is the start of them. Hopefully it all goes well. I'll leave the cameras. But yeah. So with that being said, before we get into this, I want to say Stitch is gonna win. And to be fair, now it doesn't really matter which side I pick because again, this is all opinion based, which is what all versus debates are basically established. So there isn't really going to be a clear-cut winner unless you see it actually happen. But to be honest, I still think Stitch is going to win this, and I have done the vote thing, and it seems that most of you guys do agree with that. The reason why I think Stitch is going to win, he seems to be more destructible. That's a word, destructible. He's got extra appendages, he's faster, he's apparently, I feel like he's stronger. While with Rocket, he seems to be, I don't want to say reliant on the Guardians, but he seems to work better with a team. And if you take him away from Groot, even without, I know Stitch has Lilo, but to be honest, even without her, he can still hold his own. So, but yeah, I think Stitch is going to win this. He's got, better feats, and there was even in the first movie, he could hold plasma, which is the energy that fires from the guns, for a few seconds. So if he's able to do that, so I think he's got a higher level of chances of winning than Rocket Raccoon does. But that's just my thought on the matter. So I'm going to say Stitch is going to win this. If I'm wrong, slant me for getting it wrong. And my guess on who's going to win is my guess is who Garrett, aka the Raptor, has chosen to win. So that's what I mean. Who I believe wins means who I believe Garrett, aka the Raptor, has chosen to win. So I'm going to think he's chosen, and also it's my vote who I think should win, Stitch. That being said, let's get to it. This is my reaction.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and welcome back to Who'd Win and Why. And this time we've got Stitch from Disney's Lilo and Stitch going up against Rocket Raccoon from Marvel Comics' Guardians of the Galaxy. They may be short and they may look cuddly, but these two animalistic aliens are not to be underestimated. And today it's time for me to choose the intergalactic hero that I feel comes out on top in a one-on-one battle to the death.
Yeah.
So, Who'd Win and Why? Let's find out. Alright, so first we're going to talk about Stitch. Simply named Experiment 626 upon creation, Stitch was one of the many experiments created by Dr. Jumba Jookiba and was designed to be an unstoppable and chaotic killing machine. After some space hijinks that included Jumba's temporary arrest, Stitch crash-landed on Earth and tried to hide from the Galactic Federation, who sent Jumba and expert Pleakley to capture him. Stitch found sisters Lilo and Nani who were looking to adopt a dog, and he stayed with them as their dog in order to be better hidden. However, Lilo was able to turn Stitch from destructive monster to noble hero over time, and together they became best friends and even saved and reformed numerous of the other 625 experiments. Stitch may not—
Let me just pause for a second. Yeah, that is really fascinating how Lilo was able to get Stitch from bad to good, and that is what foreshadows the series. So it is impressive that Lilo can do that.
Not look very strong or tough physically, but there's far more to him than meets the eye. Jumba explained to the Galactic Federation that Stitch can lift 3,000 times his own size, and that he's fireproof, bulletproof, and shockproof, meaning that he possesses far more strength and durability than one would initially expect. He's also been shown to tank multiple explosions head-on, and he can survive getting shot by hundreds of plasma blasters all at once. He's also extremely quick on the battlefield, as he's able to evade plasma blasts while fighting, and he can roll up into a little ball, which significantly increases his speed when rolling. Along with having considerably impressive physical capabilities, Stitch also possesses a few other powers that are handy in a fight. Most notably is his ability to transform parts of his body, which he used to disguise himself as a dog when he came to Earth. In his normal form, he has spikes on his back, antennae, and even 2 extra arms, which allow him to wield all 4 of his plasma cannons made from alien tech. Stitch also has some other obscure but useful abilities, such as enhanced senses, night vision, infrared vision, vision, X-ray vision, acid spitting, and wall crawling, making him pretty resourceful as well as extremely tough. Stitch may not be the most intelligent in terms of general knowledge, or even general vocabulary for that matter, but he still has an impressive mind. Jumba said that Stitch can think faster than a supercomputer thanks to the engineering of his brain, which has allowed him to outsmart various opponents and even do things like hotwire an alien spaceship and create a makeshift grenade. He also doesn't possess any formal combat training, but he's still survived a variety of intense things over time. He's faced dozens of experiments that each have their own unique abilities, including the explicitly superior Experiment 627, and he's defeated various villains including Captain Gantu, Dr. Hamstervale, and even his own doppelganger, Leroy. Stitch certainly has what it takes to brawl should a fight come his way, but it is worth noting that he's by no means the destructive killing machine he was designed to be, and he definitely didn't live up to his potential in that regard. Also, Stitch's physical makeup makes him extremely dense thanks to his muscle density, meaning that he'll sink like a rock if he gets caught in a large body of water. However, Stitch's cute and cuddly exterior shouldn't have anyone fooled. He can get down and dirty when he really needs to. He has powers built for war and chaos, but we all know that Experiment 626 will be there to protect his Ohana, his family, at all costs. Alright, so now it's time to...
Yeah, there was a lot that went off in that section about Stitch than I expected to. Again, Garrett, great work all around. You did remind me about also the flaws of Stitch, about that he, because of his change from destructive monster to more, he still retained his powers and stuff, but he wasn't as chaotic as before, which for the fight's sake could give him a bit of a disadvantage, but I'm still going with Stitch because I'm not going to change my answer now because I've already established what it's going to be. But with that being said, let's see what Rocket Raccoon has to offer.
Move over to Rocket Raccoon. So Rocket's backstory is a little odd to say the least, but what you really need to know is that he comes from a planet called Half-World, which at the time was ruled by robots. These robots thought it would be a great idea to give sentience to all animal life on the planet through cybernetic enhancements, and the animals of Half-World just so happened to resemble animals found on Earth. This included a raccoon-looking animal who would later be nicknamed Rocket, and he and the other animals successfully escaped the planet after learning their true origin. Afterwards, Rocket eventually met Star-Lord, in prison of course, and they soon created the new Guardians of the Galaxy with other outlaws of the universe. Also, just as a side note, I may use images of the MCU Rocket in this video, but everything I say and analyze will be in regards to the Earth 616 Rocket Raccoon. Being very similar to an Earth Raccoon, Rocket doesn't possess the greatest of physical stats, but there's still nothing to gloss over. Keep in mind that Rocket is constantly carrying and operating weaponry that usually only a fully grown human would be able to, and he's been able to overpower humans in the past as well, likely putting his strength at around the average to above average human level. His speed is even more impressive, as he's been shown to dodge enemy gunfire while on the ground, and his rocket-powered jet boots allow him to maneuver through the air. However, his durability is really what speaks volumes, considering that he's survived small explosive attacks and hits from significantly more powerful characters, such as Starhawk and much bigger alien creatures. He also possesses enhanced senses just like an Earth Raccoon normally would. Rocket Raccoon doesn't have any sort of special extraterrestrial powers, but he more than makes up for it with loads of weapons and gadgets. He's used numerous of powerful weapons over the years, like his many guns, pistols, and cannons, which can vary from firing energy to electricity to sonic blasts. He also carries around an assortment of grenades that can vary in terms of destructive capability, the most powerful creating a big explosion that destroyed part of a font. Aside from his standard weapons, he has a holographic map of space, a space helmet, and a jetpack along with his aforementioned jet boots. So he's definitely got enough tech to make his way around the galaxy. It wouldn't be too much of a stretch to say that Rocket Raccoon is a total genius when it comes to technology and weaponry. Not only has he virtually mastered every single one of his numerous weapons, he's also been able to tinker with various technologies on the fly if he needs to, such as when he created a cloaking device from scratch or made his own ship completely undetectable. Speaking of which, he's a very well-trained starship pilot, as well as an expert marksman and a skilled combatant even when unarmed or disarmed. Lastly, Rocket is a very competent tactician and can come up with great battle strategies if given the right amount of time. While Rocket does possess an admirable amount of weapons and intelligence, his physical stats definitely aren't the greatest when compared to other Marvel space defenders or even most of his Guardians teammates. This means that he's usually fighting alongside other heroes rather than on his own, at least when it comes to taking on the insane intergalactic threats. With that all being said though, Rocket knows his limitations and he knows how to play his strengths to the best of their abilities. He may be small and he may be snarky, but he's proven that he knows what it means to be a hero and that he
I like that
does have a
picture.
heart, even if you have to look really hard to find it. Alright, so now that I've gone...
Alright, pause. Yeah, that section about Rocket Raccoon, yeah, its weakness section, I was spot on about that he is kind of reliant on the other members to pull him through. But from what I saw of his strengths and how amazing all his weapons are and how smart he is, he could stand a bit of a stronger chance of winning with 626. But like I said, I'm still going with 626 because I'm not going to change my answer. But it's now become a bit more close than it is. It could be a slaughter, but I don't think it will be a full-on slaughter. So, like I said, 626 is going to win this. I'm pretty sure he's going to say 626. But let's go ahead and see the results.
Over both of these characters, it's finally time for me to decide who I think would win this battle. And this fight is actually a troubling one for me to call.
Yeah, it is.
Only because I love both of these characters so much, and it's sad for me to have to kill one of them off.
Yeah.
Stitch has been one of my favorite Disney characters for as long as I can remember, and Rocket Raccoon is no doubt my favorite member of the modern Guardians of the Galaxy. However, after looking at all of the facts and accepting that I do have to choose, I do personally believe that Stitch would be the winner of this fight. And if you think that Rocket would win, that's great, that's totally fine. Let me know why down in the comments below, but first here's my reasoning for why I think Stitch would win more often than not. Unfortunately for Rocket, there's no denying that Stitch's strength, speed, and durability are just on another level when compared to his own. Given that Stitch weighs 120 pounds and can lift 3,000 times his size, this means that he's capable of lifting 180 tons, whereas Rocket only has the strength of an average to above average human. Also, Stitch is capable of dodging plasma blasts from enemy fire, putting his reaction speed into hypersonic levels or past Mach 5. And again, Rocket's own stats and feats don't stack up in comparison here either. When it comes to durability, however, it gets a little closer considering that Rocket has survived small explosives and some heavy hits, but Stitch has not only survived numerous bigger explosions, but also tanked attacks from an experiment that was capable of causing 5.0 magnitude earthquakes with his tail, and seems to be able to get back up more easily. Plus, his far superior strength means that he'd have a much easier time doing damage to Rocket than the other way around anyway. Rocket does have a number of advantages over Stitch as well, but a few of them aren't as impressive as you might think. Rocket is definitely the smarter character of the two in terms of knowledge and strategy, but Stitch's mind allows him to think even faster than an extraterrestrial supercomputer, which would not only add to his reaction speed, but also allow him to think quicker on the battlefield. Additionally, Rocket is more experienced fighting a variety of tough opponents, but Stitch has more experience fighting his enemies one-on-one and up close, and considering his physical advantages, that really puts Rocket in a bad position. Really, the only important advantage that Rocket has over Stitch is versatility, since he has far more options in terms of weaponry and variety, despite Stitch possessing some actual impressive superpowers and tech. This could definitely prove to be a challenge for Stitch, but it ultimately wouldn't be enough for Rocket to turn the tables. Not only would some of Rocket's weapons be rendered useless against Stitch because of his extreme resistance to bullets, electricity, and fire, but Stitch's general durability would allow him to tank most of Rocket's other weapons anyway. Even the weapons that would pose a threat to him wouldn't be able to take him out in one shot, and he'd be able to avoid the vast majority of the attacks thanks to his hypersonic speed. Rocket's versatility means nothing if it doesn't overcompensate for his physical inferiority, and unfortunately, it really doesn't. This is likely because Rocket and Groot are working together almost all of the time, and they're the perfect mix. Groot brings the strength and durability, while Rocket brings the intellect and variety. Rocket definitely has his strengths, but without Groot by his side, his strengths just aren't enough to overcome everything that Stitch has. Overall, both of these characters are impressive in their own rights and have shown that they're far more dangerous than they look, but to be blunt, this is really just a game of keep away for Rocket Raccoon that he can't win. If Rocket keeps his distance for long enough, he could potentially outlast Stitch, but Stitch's incredible speed and durability means he'd definitely get the opportunity to get in close, and as soon as he does, Rocket just can't stand up to that kind of punishment without Groot by his side. While Rocket may be more versatile and knowledgeable as a whole, I feel that Stitch's superior strength, speed, durability, stamina, quick thinking, and one-on-one combat experience would be enough to put the Raccoon out with the trash. So, in my opinion, the winner is Stitch. So guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, then please give this video a huge like. I always appreciate the likes. You can leave in the comments down below what you thought of the video, who you think would win this fight, and what other fights you'd potentially like to see me do in the future. And if you guys could subscribe to my channel, that would be so great. That would really help my channel out. But no matter what you do, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And next time on Who, When, and Why, we've got Ms. Marvel going up against Ms. Martian. See you all then.
Oh, I just started another video. God. 1 second.
Holiday, ask
Oh, wow. Whatever. Let me just get off that. There we go. That's weird. Anyway, had an ad video at the end. Yeah, anyway, nonetheless, though, there it is. My reaction to my first two win and why. Had a bit of a rough scuffle at the end. Trying to pause it before I could overshot it, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, so Stitch 1, kind of saw that coming. Let me just try and expand the camera. There we go. I did see Stitch winning. Now, when it came to a lot of things, switched me off there. Like stuff that I didn't recall in the analysis, but I'm happy that they were brought back up. For example, I did establish earlier that without a Groot to back him up, he kind of is a bit weakened. And about the Guardians, that was brought up. But again, his arsenal, his more intelligent character, that those are some factors that were capable of holding him out. And yeah, like Garrett said, that if he could keep his distance, he would have a chance. But it basically won't last forever, and Stitch would overcome him, basically. But yeah, I did like this Who and a Why. Don't know what that is. It was pretty cool. The next Who and a Why, I believe, is Miss Martian versus names not coming to me right now, but someone's going to tell me in the comments. But I will be reacting to the other remaining ones. Even though it's a bit late for this season, but I didn't have my Bison back then, but now I do. I'll try to get my timing a bit better on it, but again, this is my first one, so, well, technically my second, but, I'm still making progress. Thanks if you guys reacted to this reaction, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video, probably be next year, well, it all depends, you never know what happens. But to that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Like I said, leave a like, and I'll put the another thing. I'll put a link to the video if you want to see the actual video down below. I'll send the link to it as well. But that's all for me. Great video, Garrett, if you're watching this. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, I can't say what the video is because I don't know what it will be yet. But when I do know, I'll let you guys know. So there it is. Anyway, though, the next time, peace.